This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Archie Sharp, Shooter Sharp over Zoom. Archie, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
That's good to hear. Obviously, you got a fight date announced. It's been a frustrating year or so for yourself, Archie. You've had to, a couple of injuries which have set you back. But how does it feel to finally have something to work towards again, July 10th?
Yeah, I'm over the moon. I'm looking forward to it. I'm buzzing to be back. Um, yeah, so I'm very excited. It's exciting times to be back, and everything's planned out how it needed to be. I know it has been frustrating, like you say, but everything's planned out how it's needed to be. And things happen for a reason, and it'll all be worth it for the 10th of July.
How much of an itch have you felt over this past year, Archie? Because by the time you fight, it will have been just under a year, that is, since your last outing. How much of an itch have you developed to get back into the ring when you see boxing week in, week out on UK shows, whether it be a Frank Warren one or a Matchroom one?
I think because I'm now a stone throw away from these big fights like the Shakurs and the Jamel Herrings, I know you just got to trust. I've got a very good friend slash advisor, and his words have been to trust the process. And since he's said that to me, and it's been a really big help to me, because any other time mentally I probably would have found it hard. But this year I've been really well, been really good, and watching the boxing, enjoying the boxing. And I just know that my time will come. And then once I'm there, like I say, I'm there to stay. I'm not just going to come and go. Like, everything's worked out how it's needed to. I've had a nice 8 months with Al Smith, my new trainer. And yeah, you will see on July the 10th the reason why everything's happened the way it has needed to.
Archie, as you edge ever closer to those big names, those big fights, has there been any change in your own mentality, in your own preparations, in your own kind of outlook on boxing, as you are, like you say, only a stone's throw away from one of those big names?
Yeah, I was excited, especially watching him over the weekend. Even more so excited. Do you know what I mean? I'm really excited. It's a good time to be. I know we're slowly coming out of what was supposed to be a full capacity, I think, at the Royal Label, but after the announcement the other day, I don't think it's going to be. But even way, I'm still just blessed and thankful that I'm out on July the 10th to put on a big show. And boxing now it's exciting times again.
Let's just, before we do come on to those names, just start off with July 10th. Marcio Souza, your opponent. What do you know about him?
He's from Nicaragua, if I said that right. So I've seen a little couple of clips. Tough Mexican style, like fighter, really wants to work off in the center and go to work. So that's kind of what I've seen of him. But to be honest with you, I've approached this fight completely different to any other fight. I'm not coming in for my opponent, because I know if I just get myself to where I need to be, which I have been, the rest will follow. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really interested with the opponent at the minute. I'm in the best physical shape, mental shape ever, and yeah, and you're, like I say, July the 10th. I'm very excited. That's all I can say. Really, I don't want to go too mad, but I think everyone's in for a real good display of boxing.
Archie, we've seen some fighters, quite a few fighters travelling over to the UK and have caused some upsets this year in particular. Most recently, this past weekend, Jeremiah Ponce stopping Lewis Ritson up in Newcastle. So with yourself, with your own bout, is that just kind of keeping you a little bit more focused because of the risks and the dangers we're seeing from these away fighters now?
Well, the thing is, I've been training as if I'm fighting for my world title on July the 10th. Um, they say every fight you train for a world title. They say that. I haven't done that as a fighter. I'll be honest with you, I haven't done that for every fight. I've trained hard, don't get wrong, I have trained off, but I think I took my eye off the ball on a few little things. Like, there's not a percent that I have took my eye off the ball. I've done my nutrition right. I've kept my body maintained with physio, sports massage. I've done everything properly. My living at home is better than it ever was before. When it's rest days, it's rest days. So, like you say, there's been fighters coming over to cause upsets, but that won't be happening on July the 10th.
Archie, as we mentioned at the beginning of this interview, you've got a number of potential big names ahead of you. One in particular where there's been a few social media interactions between the pair of you, yourself and Shakur Stevenson. Firstly, you mentioned you watched Shakur this past weekend. What did you make of his unanimous decision victory?
The only thing he never done was not Nakafiliya out, but I was very disappointed with Nakafiliya itself, and even Shakur. Really, I know he won every round, but it's easy to criticize because look, he done it with me, with myself, with Jeff Ofori. But believe me, now him and Jeff Ofori and Nakafiliya would have been a good fight because I wouldn't be able to split them two, to be honest with you, because I didn't really rate that Nakafiliya. How he sat at number 2 is beyond me. But look, he's done what he's had to do. He's got the win, but it wasn't overall impressive to me, to be honest with you. And like I said, I'm not overlooking July the 10th. I've got to get my win, collect my new belt, the WBO Global, which Nakafiliya was holding. So I'll go and collect that, and then we'll sit down and talk because I'm ready for these fights. This is what I want now. Well, I've been saying it for ages, as you know, but more so now. I'm 26. Been with my new trainer now for 8 months. Sparring's been unbelievable. Sparring the big lads. Even yesterday, sparring Harlem Eubank. Do you know what I mean? And getting some good rounds, good work in with him. And there's been loads of sparring. So yeah, it's just my time to shine this year.
Archie, watching Shakur again this past weekend, listening to what you're saying there, did you see weaknesses that you can exploit, that your style can take advantage of?
I see a lot of flaws with I see a lot of weaknesses there with Shakur, and I'll expose them 100%. I won't go into too much details of what I see and what I'll do, but believe me now, I will cause him serious problems because I hear Bob Arum talking very highly of him, saying he's the next biggest face in boxing, which look, he sold it well. He's on the social media. And he's done what he's had to do when he needed to. But you see, with myself, because of the people I've got around me, even like with Al knew me from the amateur days. He knew I was a good kid, but he's even said to me, he said, like, I didn't realize how good you was. Do you know what I mean? Like, he knew I was a good kid. He's seen me through the amateurs. He's seen me doing my thing. He said, but now, like, I'm working alongside you. Like, they didn't realize this. And now it's just my time to do what I've got to do. And now everything's perfect. It's just, like I say, it's my time to shine July the 10th. And I've got to show the world what I know I'm capable of doing. And I know I can beat Shakur. And I understand what people's opinions are. They've seen off my fights. Obviously, Declan Garrity was a good knockout shot. So I've definitely got knockout power there. And the last couple of performances have been a bit flat, but personal reasons and whatever else. I'm not making excuses, but I'm away from that now. Made big moves by getting a new trainer after splitting up with Richard after being with him since the age of 7. So yeah, it's all exciting times, mate. So just make sure you stay tuned in because I'm gonna be sending some huge shockwaves through the world of boxing.
Archie, with the social media exchanges between yourself with Shakur's played down who you are first and foremost. He just simply says, "Who are you?" on a couple of posts I've seen. Do you think he's been looking at you? Do you think he's aware of you, your abilities, your talents?
Well, he must have had a little butchers because he's obviously said that I struggled with my sparring partner. So he obviously watched the Jeff Ofori fight. So he's gone out of his way to have a little look. But look, at the end of the day, that Nakafiliya is a sparring partner. And all right, he won every round and made it. But the thing is, that fella was useless, mate. He was tripping over his own feet. He was falling over. So yeah, everyone can criticize. But like I say, I'll turn it on when I need to turn it on. When I've got them big names and big fights, and I know when I've got to do my 5 o'clock in the morning runs and things like that, then you'll see the best shot.
I know the ultimate goal is to become a world champion, Archie. So, if you had the chance, would you rather face Shakur or would you rather face Jamal Herring, who obviously holds that WBO title?
Whoever's got it, whoever's got it. To be honest with you, I will be very surprised if um, Jamel Herring, after that performance on the weekend, won't jump in and snap up and fight Shakur. That's my personal opinion because I think Jamel, with his size and being a southpaw himself, could cause problems for Shakur.
I mean,
So
just
it's interesting.
going back to Jamal and his victory against Carl Frampton, what did you make of that, Archie?
Oh, great performance, great performance. Look, Carl Frampton is an unbelievable fighter. He's had an unbelievable career. Um, and he's definitely well respected in the boxing game. He's done so much. And Jamel Herring, But I think that night it was just a good big beat, a good little, and that's what happened there. Jamel was just too big. Frampton was just a little bit too over the heels for that fight, and Jamel went and got a very, very good win. I didn't think it would stop him. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was going to win. He was going to win on points. I didn't expect a stoppage, but look, fair play to him. He done very well. So he's on a high at the minute. And no doubt, after seeing Shakur, like I say, he'll be definitely won't be shying away from that.
Just one other thing I want to get your thoughts on, Archie, before I leave you to enjoy this beautiful weather. Wilder Fury, they recently had a third press conference for this third fight between the pair of them. Deontay Wilder, Tyson had like a 6-minute video stare off, and also Deontay wasn't very engaging with the media, kind of kept quiet, didn't really want to get involved. Just your thoughts on Deontay's approach. Do you think Tyson has gone underneath Deontay's skin to that point that he's changing his persona, or is it the other way around and Deontay's just very relaxed?
I think Fury has rattled him. He's definitely rattled him. He don't know. I don't think Wilder knows what to do because he's so used to being the loud and the bully sort of fighter. He's had it all put back to him, and he's showing no arsehole in my eyes. Do you know what I mean? Look at last time they got in the ring, Fury smoked him, and now I think Fury's going to smoke him again. And he believes as well that he's going to do it quicker. And I don't disbelieve Fury. I will back that myself. I really think he's rattled Wilder now, and I think Wilder's just kind of having to do what he's got to do. But I can't see him bringing anything that's going to trouble Fury, to be honest with you.
Right, Archie, we'll leave that there now. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day, like I say. So, final word to yourself, for your fans, your followers, for everybody who's going to support you come July 10th. What would you like to say to them?
Yeah, just stay tuned. Things just get your popcorn ready and sit back and watch and enjoy the show, because the sharpshooter is back 100% and better than you've ever seen.
Archie, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. Good luck with the rest of your preparations, and I'm sure I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
God bless, mate. Thanks for having me on again. I appreciate that.